Y'all, how is it going? Joe here again. I have slacked if you guys are watching every day, which we're gonna pass that. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there were games. I have not reviewed any of them. Today is Monday. So I'm right on time for Sunday. Doing a little something special for Saturday. Friday, got to cover a couple of those games. So let's start without further ado because we already are so behind and have a couple things to catch up on here. We are talking the Canucks and the Predators, Game 6. I know, it feels like it was a very long time ago. So bear with me here. I was able to take notes on this game a while ago, but like I said, it has been quite a little bit since I've taken a quick peeksy-poo at them. So let's see what I have here for notes and see how much of this I remember. Um, you guys already know. Oh no, I do remember this. All right, so game starts. Obviously, if you've been watching the series, a big thing I've been looking out for is the Dorov versus Bavilier. Obviously, they gave up Bavilier to get Zadorov, them being the Panther. The Canucks. Got Panthers on the mind now, right? Got Panthers on the mind. Oh yeah. But sorry, but Colton Sissons, a great backward pass to Bavilier, who tries to jam it home. Does not work. I think the play was better from Sissons' end of it, but obviously Bavilier is getting there, getting these chances. He has looked decent. He started a lot better than Zadorov. Zadorov has picked up the slack lately. I will give my final verdict on this, given that it is the final game. The Canucks have a lot of trouble in their own zone at the end of the first period. However, basically a damn near buzzer beater from Besser. Doesn't get in, but it was a great shot and just showed, hey, we are still here. Obviously, though, that will not suffice, and it most certainly will not suffice against the Oilers if Skinner stays as red hot as he's been. Lindholm and Garland again continue to be a great pair together. They are setting each other up great. Their line, I'm pretty sure I remember this. They were setting, like, they would switch places, one on the boards, one in front of the net, try to get it in for each other. Lindholm and Garland have some crazy chemistry for trade deadline acquisition. As early, I know it was an early acquisition, like maybe a month before the deadline, but you know what I mean. Lindholm has been quiet, but I think his chemistry with Garland has grown to great levels, especially for a guy like Garland who hasn't really been in the playoffs. Lindholm has had his chances because he's been with the Flames, and the Flames are actually decent for a while, especially when Gaudreau and Monahan were there. But um, yeah, they have some great chemistry between them. I'm surprised with what I'm seeing for both of these guys, being that they're both better than Pedersen. So there you go. Um, Nashville had some empty net opportunities, and it will haunt them. Or not so much empty net, but just missing the net. That's right. Because I remember there was one where Forsberg was right in the slot. Seelovs was barely able to make it back over on time. So he did. So would he have made it past him? No one knows because Forsberg misses the net. Zucker has a breakaway. Zucker misses the net. Um, and then on the power, I will say Pedersen had a decent shorthanded chance on the penalty kill. He was able to create his own chance as well, and great save by Seelovs. Um, I'm sorry, great save by Saros. That was the only power play I remember in this game. It was a double minor. I forget against who, but Shelovs did great on it. The Canucks did about what you'd expect from a penalty kill. Nothing crazy, nothing horrible. But obviously, if there's nothing crazy good they did, that means that some shots got through to Shelovs, and he did very well confronting those shots. Um, I before we get to the goal, obviously at this point everyone knows it was P.S. Suter. Suter had a freaking great game. He was getting it open. I think he did miss an empty net, but he was getting open. He was pressuring. This guy looked insane. I'm pretty sure last game I covered with the Canucks, I really talked some shit on P.S. Suter, and apparently he watches the podcast. But yes, Besser and Suter are a good duo, and especially Suter this game has some insane chances. Vancouver. heavily outplayed Nashville in the final period. I feel like Nashville outshoots them, outplays them in every period this series, yet somehow they just stay on top. They've gone through three goalies, and all three of them are in the nightmares of the Nashville Predators. I don't know how it's possible, but it is. It is. The goaltending for Vancouver was honestly their strong suit this series. Definitely wasn't their offense, barely getting 20 shots a net on game per game, getting heavily outshot, sometimes letting up somewhere between 30, some great chances for Nashville. I wouldn't really say defense was their strong suit, especially when their main defenseman Quinn Hughes was practically invisible for a lot of the series. It came down to goaltending. And Seelovs came down to Archer Seelovs. And he was crazy, crazy, crazy good. But do you want to talk about crazy good? Well, let's talk about this Besser pass from the boards behind the net. This is a scoreless game with like 2 minutes left. Suter's right there in the slot where he needs to be. Like I said, the entire game, and Besser gets the craziest ass crap friggin' pass to him, and he scores. You can't blame anyone on that one if you're Nashville, man. You can blame the offense for not getting a goal before then. That's all you can do. That's all you can freaking do is blame the offense for a goal against. Oh my god, I am tired. But that was a crazy goal. Top three in the playoffs, not just because it clinched the series, but it was just brilliant, beautiful, and it clinched the series. Um, and then Nashville gets up the pressure. Tyler Myers blocks a shot. I'm pretty sure he said that it got him in his dingling after the game. So great giving your body for it. And then Yoshi misses the net for the series win. Another shutout. I think it was consecutive nights. Someone else got a shutout the night. Like I said, it's been a while. But it was because what's his idiot Joseph Wall almost had a shutout against the Bruins. Um, yeah. I don't think I covered that game. I'm not. I'm not covering that game. Um, not because the Bruins lost. It's just because you know doesn't really seem necessary now. No. But anyways, um, yeah. Let's talk about what happened in this game. Lindholm and Pia Suter 5 shots on goal. So again, two guys I already talked about earlier who have some great offensive chances, getting those chances. Jason Zucker had 4. He was easily the best player for the Preds tonight, with the exception of what was I gonna say? Sorrows. Zucker had some great chances, great veteran presence. I'm pretty damn sure he won. Yeah, he definitely won a cup with. Did he win a cup with? I don't know if he won a cup with Pittsburgh, but obviously he has some playoff experience. He was in Minnesota for a while. He's a veteran, and he showed up tonight. Great job for you, but the rest of your team really didn't show up. Carrier did with 5 blocks. Bavilier did with 5 hits. I'll be honest though, I expected more from Forsberg this series. I expected more from Yoshi this series. It's hard, right? It's hard to determine when you expect more from a defender, right? Because it's like, well, if they're not getting scored on, well, Yoshi's a what was I gonna say? A whatchamacallit? Oh my god, I'm so friggin' tired. A Norris contender. I expected more from him. I expected more from Quinn. Okay. Bottom line, neither of those guys were great, and I kind of wanted to see a lot from them in the series. Same with Tommy Novak. He had no points. I've been defending Tommy Novak. Well, not really defending. No one's been like aggressing him, but I've been saying he's the most underrated player. Can't be the most underrated player if you don't score. So no points, not even a secondary goddamn assist for Tommy Novak the entire series. Um, but yeah, every game in the series was a 1-goal game with the exception of empty nets. Yeah, Yoshi, I do believe, was better than Hughes this series. Nothing spectacular from either, but it just felt like there was a lot more pressure from Yoshi. He was a little more noticeable. But like I said, neither of the guys are really noticeable. And if you want to talk about Bavilier versus Zadorov now, Zadorov gets the edge. His team obviously wins. I don't think he had any big blunders defensively, and he had 2 goals. I think Bavilier had 2 goals, so obviously automatically a defenseman having the same amount of goals as an offenseman. Defenseman will get the edge unless they gave up a crap ton of goals, and Zadorov did not. So Zadorov gets the edge in that trade acquisition. So was it a good move by the Canucks? Clearly, yes. And they can have a lot of satisfaction in knowing that because they literally beat the team that Bavilier went to and pretty much shut down Bavilier, at least in the second half of the series. So where do the Canucks go from here? They are playing the Oilers. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. You can't win these style of games against the Oilers where you have only like 15 shots on net and somehow win. The Oilers are going to light you up. You have Seelovs in there. I don't think you put in Demko, even if he's healthy, or Smith, obviously Smith. I think you stick with Seelovs until he gives you some sign of weakness, and I think he very much could against a team like the Edmonton Oilers with that high-powered top line. So I don't see a positive future for the Canucks. I hope I'm wrong. I would love for either of these teams to even win the cup. Like these are two teams that I enjoy watching play hockey, and obviously I want the cup back to Canada because I'm a nice guy. I'm not like USA, USA. I mean, if it's against Montreal or Toronto, then sure, but it's not against them. It's the Canucks and the Oilers. Both teams I think are very very like. Where do the Predators go from here, though? Let's talk about some free agents here. UFA Zucker, I think he may even retire, but I think he'll sign like a short-term deal, maybe in Minnesota where he started. Bavillier, I think he started in Minnesota. He was there for a while. Bavillier, I think he moves on at his nomad life. He was in New York for a very, very long time and then had four teams in 1 year, including New York. Um, I think he's going to add more. Sherwood, no real reason to keep him. Tyson Berry, again. Carrier, he was decent this series, but I still wouldn't keep him. And then Spencer Stastny, RFA, sure. I didn't really see much of him this series, but nothing to say no. So, yeah, I mean, I think all the free agents are going to end up leaving Nashville. I don't think there's any huge names that weren't trade deadline acquisitions. You got yourself locked down with O'Reilly on the back end there. I'm sorry, Shen on the back end, O'Reilly at the center. Um, I think you keep running with this group. You see what you can do in the offseason in terms of depth, but I don't think the Preds are in blow it up mode. I think they're definitely in danger of becoming just one of those mid of the road teams where they don't get a great draft pick, but they don't go far in the playoffs. But in the same swing, they are 1 to 2 very good signings away from making an impact. So I think you stick it out for now if you're the Predators, and we'll see what happens the next couple of years. If we're having the same conversation 2 years from now, then um, well, it won't be. If we're in the same situation 2 years from now, then it might be a different conversation. But that's not the conversation we're having right now. The conversation we're about to have is Knights Game 6. Yes, I know Game 7 has been played, but let's quickly review what happened in Game 6. Can't really give my predictions for Game 7 because someone spoiled it for me, i.e. my own eyes. So like I said, I'm late on this. Hurdle. We're going to start with Hurdle. He was very quiet acquisition. I think he got an assist pretty early on in the playoffs, but other than that, not really. He got a really good whip shot, like right in front on Ottinger. Not a slap shot, but he just kind of whipped it in. I'm surprised it didn't power his way through. Props to Ottinger. Ottinger proceeds by letting Kolasar beat him, but luckily for him, it goes off the post. And the rest of the shots though go right to Ottinger. And Ottinger, he was huge. He was huge in this first section of the first period. Dallas finally gets some pressure with their fourth line. Like I said, all their lines are hella dangerous. So their fourth line takes over. They make the other team almost pay for it. Mark Stone and Eichel work together with some crazy chances. Ottinger ends up getting a glove on it in the slot. Again, Mark Stone, why are you here again? Thought you were injured. Actually, we'll come back to that. We're gonna come back to that. Because I actually don't feel like mocking him right now, and I'll explain why later. I'll tell you what though. Tyler Seguin is the unluckiest player of these playoffs, and I do mean the. There's no argument for it. Another breakaway for Tyler Seguin, stoned by Hill. Dodonov gets the rebound. Pretty sure it's Dodonov gets the rebound. Shot. Seguin gets the rebound. An empty net. Shoots on net. Hill moves over to save him. I feel so bad for Seguin. He's showing up as a brick. Cardio master on the score sheets, but that's not what he's doing out there. He is getting robbed, and I don't think it's just predictability or bad shots from him. I just think that it's very unfortunate and he's very unlucky. Both Thompson and Hill have had his number, especially Thompson in game two. I remember he had quite a few breakaways in game two. And I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Sagan. I hope you're not beating yourself up because I think that you're playing tremendously. Let's talk about the second period. It was tough specifically for Zach Whitecloud. He had like 2 to 3 turnovers from what I saw. He created that Sagan turnover and then whiffed on an easy slap shot to give up a shorthanded chance. Whitecloud, bad period for him. Delandria, another bottom liner for the Stars, beats Hill. It's trickling in, and who is there but Mr. LTI himself? That would have been in the goal. Maybe Hill would have driven back on it, but I don't think so. I think that would have been in the goal. It was a leaker. Mark Stone was there to save it. I yelled at my TV very, very loudly. Let's talk about this Marchessault shot. Marchessault redeflects a shot. I'm sorry. He shoots. Marchessault shoots. It's redeflected by William Carlson, and everyone and their mother thought this thing went in, but it went off the post at the line, and then I think the players knew that it didn't go in because Suter, great instincts by Suter, loved to glaze Suter, taps it to Ottinger to cover. Ottinger dives to cover, and it goes back out. The puck springs back out. So big scramble there. It was an insane sequence. I would recommend going and watching it because it's just like, how the hell did the Knight capitalize on this? But major props in that sequence to Suter for trying to send it to Ottinger. Would it have been easier to just sail it out? Probably, but I mean, I'm not gonna argue with Suter. Veteran presence. And then when they finished killing off that power play, Hiskinen out of the box, great save by Hill. So again, a goalie battle. I still don't think they should have put Hill in for Thompson, but Cassidy was looking like a genius during this one. Pissed me off because I think Thompson was playing better. And then Noah freaking Hannafin jukes Delandria. This is the third now, by the way. I'm pretty dang sure. Jukes Delandria, shoots through Suter and another part of traffic on his end, and scores. Before that, great pass from Carrier over to Hannafin. He was pressured like, in the slot, and he passed it back out to the point, and then Hannafin took it from there. But Hannafin is a guy that shouldn't be here, and I'm not going to go any more into it because you know how I feel. And then, of course, who gets the empty net but the other guy, Mark Stone. So, yeah, 12-5 Vegas shots in the third. Clearly, the Stars just felt like playing game 7 at that point. Sagan and Harley led the team with 4 shots. Lindell had 6 blocks. Hiskinen 5. Tanev had 4. Carrier and Pietrangelo had 4 shots. The only players on the entire Vegas roster without shots were the blistering bad Whitecloud and Amadio. And you want to know what's crazier than that in terms of Vegas is Whitecloud had he had one of the only 2 hits from a Vegas defenseman. 2 hits total from a Vegas defenseman. And you won. Barbashev picked up the slack with 6, Carrier with 5, but that's just unbelievable. And the series goes back to Dallas. What happens in Dallas? I'm not going to tell you yet because we're going to focus on this Canes and Rangers game first because I am a chronological boy. So, Canes and Rangers, game 1, finally a challenge for each of these teams. Who's up to it? Well, the damn Rangers. Less than 3 minutes in, Roslovic and Zibanejad. Roslovic behind the net, Zibanejad's there. Canes should have been able to cover him, especially with their defensive core. They do not. Zibanejad stays hot, looking prime. Answer, Slavin. Very, very easy goal for Slavin. I bet this guy was just trying to put it on net or maybe get a redeflection, but Shesterkin lets it in anyways. That was a really bad goal by Shesterkin. He had every chance to save that, and he didn't. So bad look for Shesterkin on that one. I guess he just figured, oh, we'll put a. I thought it was interesting, right? Both these goalies, Frederick is 12-1-1 since his return. Shesterkin is obviously Shesterkin. Great goalie matchup here. And yeah, you destroy both of their confidences like that right away. That's so interesting to me. And then the what was I going to say? The Canes get a power play. Natchez almost gets this thing in, dude. It hits the outside post. He had that. He had Shesterkin beat, but it hits the outside post instead of the inside post. Um, and yeah, just very, very unfortunate. How did they get this power play, you may ask? Matt Rempe hits Orlov. So I was listening to this game, full disclosure, so I didn't see. But from what I heard, a very big hit on Orlov, and they didn't call it. And then he just hummels Anderson. Yeah, the goalie. He got goaltender interference. I also heard he might be a healthy scratch for game 2. I doubt it, but that would be a crazy development because he is just can't stand him. Can't stand him. I don't care how large he is, how hard it is for him not to hit someone in the head. You don't run over a goalie. You don't do what you're doing. You're injuring people. You need to stop. This is not WWE. This is not MMA or whatever the hell the other things are. You're playing NHL hockey. Fucking play hockey. Stop head targeting. Enough of that. Enough of that. Then the Rangers power play gets to work. Trocheck spinning pass to Kreider. Kreider spinning pass to wide open Zibanejad who scores. How the hell was Anderson supposed to track that? I'm telling you, both these players hit the left trigger on their Xbox controllers, did that spin pass, and they were so accurate with it. They just knew where each other would be. It was kind of unbelievable. It looked like someone was playing Xbox. Like they knew where everyone was going to be, eyes in the back of their head. Very, very crazy. And like I said, Zibanejad gets his second goal. And then Zibanejad gets a crazy assist on another goal right in front of the net for Trocheck on the power play. Another power play. Undisciplined. D'Angelo and Kuznetsov took the penalties. Very, very, very undisciplined from those two guys. Kind of unbelievable for a guy like Kuznetsov, who we all know has ample playoff experience to be that stupid and take a penalty, but it happened. What are you gonna say? Everyone was kind of after Zibanejad for not going for the hat trick because there was one point later in the game where he makes a pass and the goal doesn't end up working out where he had a good chance to score himself. And in this situation, um, it I think it looked like he whiffed on a shot. It was the weirdest looking pass. I don't think it was necessarily a pass, but I could be wrong. Go judge for yourself. I'm not sure what this was supposed to be. Either way, it found Trocheck's stick back of the net, 3-1, and it stays 3-1 for quite a while. Slavin has a great, great pass to try to change that. Gets it to Jordan Stahl on a breakaway. Shesterkin gets a glove on it. Great breakaway chance for Stahl. I think he could have done a little bit more, but I think against a guy like Shesterkin, you're pretty limited in what you're able to get past him. And then let's talk about the goal. Fox and Lindgren gave up a lead pass from Martinook to Natchez, and Natchez scores a beauty. Great pass from Martinook. Obviously, a veteran presence there. Everyone in Calgary loves Martinook, and you wonder why, and then you see how he performs in the playoffs, and you're just like, oh, this is a different guy. So Martinook for Natchez, great, great goal. And then Lafreniere almost has a beauty, man. He got it above Anderson's head into the corner, but just not inside the net. It was a dinger. It would have been insane aim from Lafreniere, and I'm talking freaking insane. I'm talking like what you'd expect Leon Draisaitl to do at the All-Star when you're supposed to shoot them in the corner. I know he sucks at it, but he almost had it, man. It was pretty damn crazy. And then Panarin, however, he helped out Lafreniere. Burns has an errant pass. People have been flaming Burns lately. I haven't seen why. This game, he was very, very bad. He tried to pass. I forget who he was passing up to, but Panarin's able to intercept it, and he gets it to Lafreniere. Lafreniere gets it back to Panarin, and Breadman is back on the score sheet for his game one goal, similar to last series where he had a game one goal. Would that be his only goal of the series? Well, yes. So we'll see if Panarin can use this as momentum to stay hot. He did promise he was going to score more in these playoffs. It's only been 2. So it is more. And like I said, there's only been 5 games because they swept the Capitals. But I think Panarin could have done more, and I think hopefully we'll see more of him this series. I want the Canes to win the series, but I do want to see Panarin and Zibanejad play well. Zibanejad, I got what I wanted. Yeah, I got more than what I wanted from Zibanejad, but Panarin, we gotta look a little bit more. So Anderson is pulled, Burns shoots on the net, and for guess who's in front of the net? Aho, Jarvis, and Getzel. Why aren't they a line again? Why? You want to add size to Aho's line? Okay, so you throw in Svechnikov. It's not working, buddy. I'm sorry. This Aho, Jarvis, and Gensel line was brutal in terms of the other team during the regular season, and you just decided not to go. Don't know why. Because they're all there, net front presence, in front of all the Rangers for the most part. And so you're 3 for 3 going to find the puck there unless your Sir can get it. So I guess 3 for 4. Jarvis finds it. He gets it in. And then, so it's a 1-goal game. I don't know who does it, but delay of game penalty over the glass. They have a great opportunity. This is when the Canes can turn the game off. Svechnikov trips someone. Svechnikov has had problems this year, okay? He is not who I thought he would be. He is not who I wanted him to be. He has not been able to stay out of the penalty box. He has not been scoring goals like he has. Yes, I saw a Michigan goal live, and I'm never going to shut the hell up about it. But other than that, name one highlight Svech has had from this whole season. He hasn't. He has been horrible. He commits this trip, so they could have had a 6-on-4, and they didn't. So now it's a regular old 5-on-4, whatever the hell it was, and they ice it, and it almost goes in the net. And guess who doesn't give a shit? Brent Burns. 15 seconds. It's about to go in the net. Burns is skating over slowly, like, it's not gonna go in. I'm out skating. I'll get it. I'll get there eventually. Horrible, horrible play. Inexcusable, Brent Burns. I don't know what you're thinking. You have been deep in the playoffs with San Jose. You know what it's like to, 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 to play in games like this, and you do that. Inexcusable. Brent Burns, you need to be better. You need to be an example. I don't even need to look at the stats. You have easily played more games than anyone on this roster, potentially combined. Okay? If I didn't say playoff games, I do mean playoff games. You need to be better. So, yes, the Rangers end up winning game 1. They have a 1-0 lead in the series. I don't think this was a game that was necessarily a must win for Carolina because they're on the road. They're on the road. They're going to need to win one on the road, obviously, if they want to win the series. Game 1, I don't think. I just think the fact that they were able to hold close to the Rangers while also not playing their best hockey is huge. So what's his name? Cooley. I used to call him Coolio, but his name is Cooley. I'm pretty damn sure. Um, Cooley had 6 hits. Trouba had 6 blocks. Other than that, Trouba was pretty dang quiet. I feel like he has been for most of these playoffs. Gensel 5 shots, 4 blocks. Martinook 5 hits. Svet 4 penalty minutes. Just unbelievable. So yes, Gensel had an alright game. I still want him back on that line with Aho though. Aho has such a similar skill set to Sidney Crosby. They play the game a very similar way. That's how it's going to work for Gensel, and that's why it did work for Gensel. And you separate them. I don't get it. It's a bad move, and I hate it. Ugh. Shots in the third period were 13-6 for the Canes, but the period before that were the Rangers 10-6. The Rangers outplayed you simply. You weren't playing your best hockey. Neither were they. They were in the first. Hell yeah, they were playing their best hockey in the first, but they kind of fell apart after that. They were susceptible, and Canes, you couldn't take advantage of it. You're going to need to come up better next game. And lucky for you, you got plenty more opportunities to do so. We're in a new round. Let's see what happens. But guess what? These are not the New York Islanders. And you just learned that the hard way. So, step up. You got your wake up. This was your wake up call? Excuse me. Let's go back to Dallas and Vegas for our last game. Oh my god, dude, I'm about to sweat. I'm about to break out in a sweat, man. Talking so much. I need hydration. Jeez. Both teams were decent to start the game. They had some decent chances, held to limited shots, but those shots were really good. Craig Smith had the best chance for Dallas, and Marchessault hit a post, a crazy post for Vegas, obviously. Shea Theodore gets a high pass for Hurdle. Hurdle loses it to Johnston, and that's how the tie is broken. Kind of like karma, right? Because Hurdle shouldn't be on the damn team, right? So karma hits. Johnston gets the goal. It's brilliant. Wyatt Johnston is the best 20-year-old alive. Way cooler than I was when I was 20. Oh my God, he's younger than me. That's so weird. He can't even buy a beer after the game. Everyone's saying it. It's funny, but great goal by Johnston. He has been the best player for Dallas in these playoffs so far, and I don't think there's any debating with that. His goals have been nice, gnarly, and a lot of them all him, such as this one. Let's talk about Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn has been having a pretty impressive playoffs. I don't think we've discussed him lately. I think the first few games he did a lot more, but in a game that was very very limited. The shots were 10-10 halfway through the second, and Jamie Benn was getting chances with nobody home for Vegas. He was eluding all the defensemen, figuring out where there were open where there was open ice, or where there were, I suppose, open ice opportunities. Um, Very, very smart play from Jamie Benn, and it's just something you want to see from your captain. So great work from Ben, even though he was kept off the score sheet and has been for a lot of the series. Let's talk about the Vegas goal. That pissed me off. The puck movement was absolutely great on that goal. The defense for Dallas was focused on not letting them into the offensive zone, or rather their defensive zone. They were guarding the blue line so much. I forget what Vegas player had it, but he was like moving in and out, moving in and out. Um, and Dallas was so preoccupied trying to make sure that he didn't get in. He was able to sneak a pass over to Amadio, who they then turn their attention to Amadio, and Howden is able to sprint forwards, and everyone's like, "Oh wait, there's that guy," and then pass and just boop, right in there. Great work from all of Vegas. That was great communication, great teamwork. This is the kind of hockey we do like to see. So as much as I wanted Vegas to lose, great goal, Brett Howden, especially from a guy like Amadio and Howden. I wouldn't have expected this. So great job. Marchessault and Eichel, two best scorers for Vegas, miss wide open nets. And for Eichel, it's especially heartbreaking. He had some crazy jukes going on back and forth, swinging in and out of people, and then he just misses the net on the shot, and it was an empty net. And that's going to keep him up. Ottinger was nowhere near. I don't know why Ottinger wasn't tracking the puck well, but he wasn't. I cannot believe Eichel didn't score that. If he had, that would have been the goal. That would have been a goal. That would have been a goal. Ooh. I think Vegas wins with a goal like that, especially with Marchessault if he got his empty net as well, obviously. Then the third. No disrespect to Roddick Fox, but who the hell are you? I watch a lot of hockey. I've been watching Dallas for a while now. He's been there for like almost 10 years. Who the hell is this guy? Apparently, he tells the media he promised his son he'd score a goal. And you know what he does? He scores the greatest goal of the playoffs. The greatest goal. He's not looking. Backhands it into the net with less than a minute into the first, or I'm sorry, less than a minute into the third period. Breaks the tie. That's the go-ahead goal. He's not even looking. Go watch the goal. The first time he saw it was on video. He didn't see what he was doing. It was crazy. Um, So Fox, that's not the guy you expect to do crap like that. And I don't even think he's played this series. They must have put like, well, no, Craig Smith played. Delandria played. Whoever else was on that line with those guys, they clearly scratched him and threw in Fasca, and goddamn, did it ever pay off. And then after that goal, you'd expect Vegas to be mad, their season on the line. No, Dallas maintains control. They keep gunning it down. They stay in the offense. They are not playing conservatively. They're having some great chances. Obviously, however, as the time does dwindle down, Vegas shifts it in their favor and they empty the net. Ottinger has some great saves, but the Stars win off that fast goal. Oh my God, what a goal! What a goal! I can't. It was unbelievable. I honestly wish someone that wasn't Foxa scored it because that's such a like Joel Armia against the Leafs goal, where it's just like, I Joel Armia did this one amazing thing. I wish I could add it to the resume of like someone like Jason Robertson or Wyatt Johnston or something. You know what I mean? So, but obviously, so much credit to Foxa. I really wanted Vegas out of this. I am honestly not mad at any of the Stanley Cup winners. I mean, I would rather the Rangers not win, and I would rather the Avs not win, but I'm gonna be very, very happy for Panarin. I'm gonna be very, very happy for Middlestat, and Parisi. So I'm big old grin on my face no matter who wins the cup, honestly. And I love that going into the second round. I still got some enemies, like I said, the Rangers. I really hope the Canes pull it out. I hope the Stars can continue to pound the Stars can edge past the Avalanche. I had to say. But yeah, they move on to the Avs. This is the matchup that I really, 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 really wanted to see for round one. When Winnipeg was first in the division, obviously Winnipeg fell off and ended up second, so they played the Avs. But we got the matchup anyways, and it is for not all, it's for a good portion of the marbles to get to the Western Conference Final. So we'll see how that goes. As for this game, six Vegas forwards had no shots. Do you realize you're in fucking game 7? Was that one cup not enough for you? So six Vegas forwards have no shots. That's unbelievable and unacceptable. We're talking about a depth heavy team here in Vegas. I think Dallas, their opponent, obviously had way more depth, but that's beside the point. Vegas is supposed to be a depth-driven team with players like Marchessault and Eichel being stars, but everyone pitches in. Like I said, the Brett Howden goal was unbelievable. Um, Marchessault had 5 shots on net. Eichel and Howden had 4. Theodore is the only player on the entire team that had no hits for Vegas. Barbashev had 6. Every Dallas forward, meanwhile, had a hit. Jason Robertson with 6 of them. Jamie Benn with 5 of them. Oh, and Wyatt Johnston with 6. So that was the other thing I was going to bring up. Is your highest hitting players are Johnston and Robertson, the guys who score goals for you? That's crazy cool. That's like Pasternak throwing his body out there, which he doesn't do. So great, great for the Stars to be putting themselves in a position to be hitting like that. So that that really impresses me from those guys. What doesn't impress me is Mark Stone's quote after the game, where he said, I feel like we could have done a little more in the regular season to not have to face cup contending teams from the get go. Well, maybe if you were playing. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. There was a light to Mark Stone last night in the back near the spleen, and he looked hurt. So was he hurt more than we all thought? Maybe so, yeah. However, you still add these guys at the deadline. You still go way over the cap. They don't have the chemistry, and it doesn't work. So honestly, part of me was like, damn, maybe I should have let Vegas win. Maybe we should have let Vegas win the cup so the league would finally stop overlooking this thing. But there's no reason for the league to overlook it if it's a risk reward scenario. Reward being the Stanley Cup, risk lack of chemistry, and that's what we got from here. Hannafin was beautiful. Hannafin was great. I couldn't believe how great Noah Hannafin was in this game, in this series. He was unbelievably good. Hurdle was nowhere to be seen. Mantha, I don't even think he fucking played, and if he did, then I didn't notice. So there you have it. Nice job, Vegas. Get cheated and you still lost. So where does Vegas go from here, other than the golf course? I did not realize Marchessault is a UFA. You re-sign him. If you can't, you can't. I think you gotta find a way though, right? I mean, geez, I don't think you can get rid of Marchessault. It's going to be tough with the goalie situation. Screw me. Hold on. While I look this up, also Mantha is a UFA. I think you let Mantha go. Chandler Stevenson is a UFA. That's a little rough. I don't know what they're gonna do about that. Okay. So both the goalies are. That's what I was looking for. They're expiring in 2025. So they'll still have Hill and Thompson for next year. So no need to worry there because obviously Thompson is only making 766K. Aiden Hill is making 5 mil. That's way more than I thought he was making. But arguably, both of these guys should be making a lot more. Thompson, there's no way they're gonna get away with signing him this little in the future, especially if he has a great year next year. Um, but Marshall Salt, you got to find a way to resign him. Mantha, let him walk. Chandler Stevenson. Oh man, that would be a huge free agent. I think you try. I think you try to keep him, but like I don't. If it's between him and Marshall Salt, you obviously have to choose Marshall Salt. So I think they're going to have a difficult decision on their hands. I'm not sure they're going to be able to keep Stevenson. That's going to be rough too. That's going to be rough to lose him. Carrier, I think you got to let him walk for Marshall Salt. Amadio, you let him walk. Alec Martinez. I think he might retire, and if not, then maybe he'll go back to LA. That'd be very, very interesting. I probably see Martinez signing a maximum 2-year deal somewhere. If not, retire. I think he's out of Vegas, though. I think their primary focus this offseason is to re-sign Marchessault. And that needs to be it. Maybe Mantha, Carrier, oh, actually, they're over the fucking salary cap. What the hell am I saying? Um, yeah, I think they're gonna have to let everybody walk except for Marshall. They put themselves in this position, man. They're gonna lose Stevenson, and they got Hurdle for Stevenson. That's not a bad trade off, but I, I don't know, man. I would have liked to keep Stevenson if I could, if I'm Vegas, and what they did with Hannafin and Hurdle is keeping them from doing so. So their loss. But that is that. We have now discussed. Well, we forgot one, but I think there'll be a video coming out a little bit later that covers that. I think we both know what I'm talking. But yeah, so other than that one, that is it for the first round of the NHL playoffs of 24. I am very impressed that I was able to cover each and every game. I am real happy with myself, and I'm looking forward to looking back on these in the future, especially like 5 to 10 years down the road when I might have forgotten some crazy crap that happened and see what the reactions were back then, at least for myself. Um, but yeah, on to round two. That will be tonight, Bruins Panthers. Funny, I don't think I recall talking about if the Bruins advanced or not. But yeah, only one game tonight. They'll be getting easier on me. Only a couple games every night for NBA and NHL. So hopefully this will be an easier thing for me to do because it's been tough. It's been tough. But yes, everybody leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.